Hi guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Random Lifestyle Vlog. So today's video is going to be all about new fragrance releases of 2023, and let me tell you, like, some of these fragrances were amazing, but there were some that were much less than amazing. So today's video is going to be all about that. I'm going to tell you which of the new 2023 fragrance releases are actually worth buying and which ones are not. Just a little disclaimer here. Obviously, I'll be just giving you my reasons not to purchase a fragrance that I don't like. But if this turns out to be your favorite fragrance ever, don't take it too personally. It's not really my intention to offend anyone. It's just my thoughts. Yeah, one more thing. All of these fragrances have been reviewed on this channel already. So if you'd like to see like more detailed review of them, I'm going to link the playlist here. So this playlist contains all the fragrance reviews of 2023, so it's just going to be here. So the first fragrance I'm going to talk about is probably one of my favorites this year. This is La Vie Est Belle Absolue by Lancôme, and it's just stunning. Like, let me tell you this is probably my favorite La Vie Est Belle flanker ever. So obviously, as the name suggests, this is quite heavy on iris. That makes this fragrance very kind of like powdery and warm. It does have a little bit of the original DNA. So, I mean, you can definitely tell that this is La Vie Est Belle. So it will have this kind of like gourmand vibe with some patchouli. So you'll find that as well here. But then you also have this pronounced iris, and you have a little bit like a fig, a little bit of black currant. I think this composition is so beautiful. I would definitely recommend this fragrance. It is so pretty. Okay, let's continue with Iris. This is Giorgio Armani My Way Leopard Farm. So this is again the newest flanker of this fragrance. And again, we have quite a pronounced iris note over here. So this is still this kind of like modern tuberose fragrance, but it's so different compared to other My Way fragrances. So if you're a fan of like My Way scents, this doesn't mean that it's going to be a safe blind buy for you. I wouldn't say this is a safe blind buy at all. I think this fragrance is quite unique, and you will either love it or not, okay? So apart from tuberose and iris, this fragrance has a lot of musk as well, so that kind of increases this powderiness. The powderiness comes with iris, but it's also amplified by musk. So not for everyone, but it's definitely very unique, and it's a really unexpected addition to the My Way line. I definitely think it's worth testing, and if you like it, it's worth buying, but I wouldn't say this is a safe blind buy for sure. Okay, I have one more fragrance with this pronounced iris, and this is Elie Saab Elixir. So here again, we have this like strong powdery iris, but this fragrance has a lot of like ambery notes as well. It's very bright and summery, even though iris and amber actually makes this a little bit of a heavier fragrance. It is beautiful though, and I definitely recommend it. Okay, so I kind of recommended you 3 fragrances already, so let's talk about the one that I wouldn't recommend buying, and this is La Nuit Trésor, and this is the newest flanker, Fleur de Nuit. And I mean, the bottle looks stunning, they all do, right? But this fragrance, honestly. Okay, this has this no, it's not latte, I think it's macchiato note. Generally it's like a sweet coffee, right? So what I get from this fragrance is pretty much what I would usually expect from a black opium flanker. Like, literally, this is like black opium duped. Nothing really that amazing about it. I mean, I guess you can get a little bit of this kind of like original La Nuit Trésor DNA here, but it's still giving me more of black opium than La Nuit Trésor. And to be honest, I definitely feel like you can find better black opium flankers than this is. And also they are more long lasting, because this isn't even that long lasting as you would expect. I think sometimes when you even spill coffee on yourself, it will last longer. So I'm not really too happy with this fragrance. It's alright, but I feel like this is definitely not what I expected, and not something I could recommend. I think it's very kind of like a mediocre, nothing really amazing about it. Talking about black opium and its flankers, we have a flanker that was released this year, and this is Black Opium Leopard Farm. And this one is actually good. So yeah, if you're thinking about buying this one, just get any kind of like flanker of black opium. Not any, but the one that actually appeals to you. This one is actually stunning. I feel like with most black opium flankers, they're like very strong original DNA and, you know, an addition of something, right? So you would think that this is going to be the original DNA amplified by vanilla, and I would say it's the other way around. So this is like a really nice vanilla fragrance amplified by the original DNA. I actually really like it, and let me tell you, I don't really like the original Black Opium, but this one is stunning. It's so sexy. I love it. Okay, we're moving on to Maison Margiela, and this is Replica On a Date. So there's that. And this fragrance, I love it. I think it's like super unique. It smells expensive. It has some like floral notes, some fruity notes, and it does have oak moss in it. It is not a safe blind buy whatsoever. It's very polarizing. I've seen people like smelling like really weird things from this fragrance, so just be careful with that. But if you happen to like it, this is definitely a really nice quality fragrance. It stays like really nicely on your skin. It's very unique and it does smell expensive. So I would definitely recommend that one, but just try it first. Next up we have Kayali Yum Pistachio Gelato. This is what it is. This is what you probably will imagine it is. This has pistachio, hazelnut, sweet rum, some ice cream. So this is a very indulgent pistachio desserty kind of like fragrance. It is stunning. The only thing that actually surprised me was the opening, like the first 15 minutes of this fragrance. It was very kind of like green floral. And I did not really get much of this kind of like gourmand to begin with, but then it settles down to this like lovely pistachio dessert, which is stunning. I mean, the opening is actually really nice too. It was just a little bit surprising, but all in all, I think this is quite a safe blind buy, because if you're kind of thinking of this kind of like pistachio dessert, this is what you're going to get here. Okay, next one, Angel by Mugler, and this is Angel Elixir. And what should I tell you about this one? I mean, I like it. I like it. It smells nice on my skin. It's a very generic vanilla ambery fragrance with some florals. I think there's like a jasmine in it. There's some jasmine in it. Nothing mind-blowing, nothing unique about it, nothing that will even slightly remind you of the original Angel. It's just this very generic vanilla ambery fragrance. So yeah, it does smell really nice on my skin. I actually really like how it smells on my skin, but that doesn't mean I would recommend this fragrance to anyone. It's pleasant, but I don't think it's worth the money. I think you can probably find something just as good or maybe even better for that money, or less. Okay, next up we have a stiletto from Carolina Herrera, and this is Good Girl Blush. So this seems to be like literally like a combination of good girl fragrances and very good girl fragrances. Good girl fragrances are, you know, the black stilettos, and they're very kind of like strong floral gourmand scents, very kind of nighttime appropriate. And then we have good girl fragrances, which are the red stilettos, and these are very like uplifting floral fruity scents, very kind of like summer, very summery, very bright, with a little bit of like sourness to them. So is it worth buying? I'm not sure. I think if you already own one of the good girl fragrances, and if you own one of the very good girl fragrances, you can literally layer them together and you're going to get like a very similar kind of result to what this fragrance offers, because this one literally opens with this kind of like bright floral, slightly sour kind of like concoction, and then it just dries down to this more kind of like heavy floral gourmandy dry down. So yeah, it's a nice fragrance. I would recommend this as a standalone fragrance if you don't own any of the other like releases from Carolina Herrera. But if you own any of those like older like good girl fragrances, and if you own any of the very good girl fragrances, I think you can achieve a very similar result by layering them. So next up, Nomad Chloe Jasmine Naturel Intense. And this fragrance is stunning. Okay, this is beautiful. It literally smells like those like Middle Eastern sweets. It has dates in it, it has some jasmine, it does have some sandalwood that kind of grounds this fragrance a little bit. It is beautiful, and I would definitely recommend this fragrance unless you already own the Chloe Nomad Au Naturel, the one that was actually released last year. These two fragrances are quite similar, so if you have one of them and you like it, I don't think you necessarily need the other. To be honest, the Au Naturel was like there was like something that didn't really work for me in this fragrance. This one, I definitely prefer it, but I can't deny the fact that they are quite similar. So if you have any of those like older Nomad fragrances, like Eau de Parfum or the Toilette, these fragrances are completely different. They're more like oak moss with like some fruity floral notes. This is going to be very different, but if you own the fragrance from the last year, these two are very similar. But all in all, I do think this is a really lovely fragrance and I can definitely recommend it. So next up we have Valentino Donna Born in Roma Intense. So this fragrance, it's like a very sexy, dark, kind of like a nighttime fragrance. It's pretty. It's not particularly generic, but it's not particularly unique either. It's like somewhere in between. So what it is, it's pretty much ambery jasmine with some vanilla. So yeah, this is going to be sexy and this is going to be quite like dark and heavy. Very nice fragrance. I actually like it. Is it something I would recommend? I think I'm on the fence with this one. I think if you really like jasmine, kind of sweet jasmine fragrances, then you might actually really like it. But at the same time, I don't really find it that like groundbreaking, if you know what I mean. I do think it could be worth the money for someone who actually appreciates those notes. So yeah, a little bit on the fence with that one. Next up we have Olympia Flora, and this one is stunning, okay? This is, I mean, you have to like your patchouli. That's, I think we need to be clear with that one. This is like a beautiful floral patchouli. It's just so stunning. It does give me a massive Baby Doll by Yves Saint Laurent vibe. I don't know if you've tried this fragrance. It's like a classic fragrance that's been discontinued a long time ago, but this is giving me this Baby Doll vibe. It's like a perfect nighttime summery fragrance. It's just so beautiful. So this is something I could definitely recommend. Okay, next up we have the two new Ariana Grande fragrances. So these are Maude Vanilla and Maude Blush. And as much as I would love to, I cannot recommend these fragrances. I feel like, I mean, they're giving me like a massive celebrity fragrance vibe, and well, technically, I shouldn't really be surprised, right? These are celebrity fragrances. But the thing is, Ariana Grande released some like really good fragrances before, so my expectations as to like her fragrance are a bit higher. These are like proper celebrity scents in my opinion. There's a fragrance over here which is Maude Vanilla. This one seems to be like a concoction of like her other fragrances. It reminds me a lot of God is a Woman mixed with Cloud mixed with Ari. So it's like a little bit of everything in here. And then this fragrance over here, Maude Blush, is giving me this kind of like a little bit more mature, sweet, like candy. It does have like a similar level of sweetness and like sourness in it. It's slightly powdery. I wouldn't say these fragrances are bad, but it's not enough, okay? It's not enough for me to recommend them. And if you have like some really nice fragrances that smell almost like niche kind of like type perfumes on your in your kind of like portfolio, why would you create something like that? I don't know, but it is what it is. I'm pretty sure there are people who love it. I just cannot really recommend them. Okay, the next one though, this one I could 100% recommend. This is a beautiful fragrance, but it was a little bit surprising to me because of the packaging and the name. This is Zadig and Voltaire. This is her Undressed. I kind of expected something very kind of skin scent like. It's nothing like this. It's nothing like this. This is this very powerful ginger, orange blossom, some ylang ylang. You have some sandalwood. You have some musk in here. So this is like a very kind of like potent fragrance. I mean, there is something that's supposed to smell like a skin scent in this fragrance, but to be honest, this is quite a strong fragrance. It has a really good sillage. It has a great lasting power, so definitely something I would recommend. But I'm not sure if this is a safe blind buy though, so I would definitely recommend testing it before buying. It's still a really, really good fragrance. And then the last but not least, we have Ugo Boss, and this is the scent Magnetic, and this one is actually quite interesting as well. So what we've got here is pretty much musk and osmanthus. And listen, I'm not a massive fan of musk, like this kind of like a very kind of sharp, strong musk that we know from Narciso Rodriguez, for example. But this musk here is just so dreamy. It's very kind of like soft and fluffy. This is how my brain kind of registers it. It's beautiful. And then osmanthus here is gorgeous. And I wasn't sure if I really liked osmanthus up until this point. but it is stunning. It is so unique. I definitely would recommend this fragrance. If you're not really sure whether you like osmanthus or not, then this is a good way to test it. And if you do, I think this could even be a safe blind buy for you. But this is definitely quite a unique fragrance. It is actually really nice. It stays on your skin quite long. It doesn't have like massive sillage. It's not that type of fragrance. But it definitely is very good for lasting. So again, highly recommended. Okay guys, so these are all the fragrances, all the new 2023 releases I purchased this year. These are not, obviously this is not everything. There were like more fragrances released this year that I did not purchase. These were the ones that I thought I would like. Well, it turned out that it wasn't the case in some situations. There are fragrances that, had I known how they smelled, I wouldn't have purchased them. So hopefully this video will help you make your decision if you're debating on buying some of the new fragrances. If you tried any of these fragrances, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to know your thoughts about it and whether you're agreeing with me or not. Thank you very much for watching. For more fragrance related videos, check the ones over here. I'm going to see you very soon. Take care. Bye.